Howdy, welcome back to my channel, saying hi to you from California in the United States of America. US is one of the countries that I always knew about but I never got a chance to visit in person. But here I am, filming this video in San Francisco. Today in this video, I want to share my trips to Los Angeles and San Francisco and my impression of California as a tourist. I flew for 14 hours and landed in the sunny LA. When arriving in a new city, I felt like everything was so fresh. I was even playing California Dreaming in the back of my mind. From the airport to my hotel in West Hollywood, the taxi driver basically drove through Beverly Hills, where lots of celebrities bought their houses. So that was pretty much my first impression of LA. I was like, oh, this place looks so nice and fancy. Very different from how I imagined LA with lots of homeless people hanging around. And this good impression lasts pretty much the entire trip in LA. Now, looking back, I think it's mainly because the places that I visited were the gentrified and expensive side of LA. So my favorite place that I visited in LA was an art museum called Getty Center. At the Getty, it's basically a museum, and then this place used to be owned by a rich oil guy named Getty. He was a collector, he has lots of paintings and artwork. So after he passed away, all of his money and then his collection went into the trust, like a trust fund kind of thing. And then because he has too many collections, the things cannot fit into his previous house. So somehow the trust, they just brought this mountain and then built this giant museum to put everything and also make it into public. And that's why we're here. And now it's free to visit. It's a very cool place because it's huge and it has a very cool minimalist design. There's basically a garden here and you can look down the city. How cool is that? My second favorite place was Griffith Observatory. This is also where some scenes from the movie La La Land was filmed. I like Griffith Observatory because it has an amazing view of the city and the Hollywood sign. I was glad that I went there during sunset time when the whole of LA was bathed in golden light. Friend, you'll see them again, the ones you left behind. It also has a big telescope for public viewing, which allowed me to see Jupiter that night. I also visited Universal Studios and Disneyland, doing all the rides and roller coasters, immersing myself in a fantasy world as if reality didn't exist. It was around Christmas time, so both theme parks were decorated with lots of lights, and I felt like I never had such a strong Christmassy atmosphere in my life. And yes, it was very packed. I spent most of the time waiting in lines. We're gonna go into the pirate mode. I also went to other tourist places like East Hollywood, where they have this Walk of Fame, and you can see the sign of Hollywood in the mountain, and Santa Monica, which is the beach area with another theme park over there. I can't understand why locals doesn't come to Santa Monica. It is so packed and nothing really interesting. But there's an amusement park by the ocean, so that I guess that's part of the tourist place. Some people want to tick the box of getting on the roller coaster and see the sunset. I also went to downtown LA. This is the second day in LA. So far, I think I'm liking this city because the city infrastructure is really nice. Like you can see these all tall buildings everywhere in the downtown area. And then the road is also really wide. And then you can barely see people walking on the street somehow. Occasionally, you see like a few homeless people staying in the park. But I guess like overall, I think it's fine. I think LA is not a walkable city. Everything is so far apart from each other. But I did stumble upon a contemporary art museum when walking around downtown. I didn't plan to visit the sketchy area, but I was at the border of Skid Row, where they have the largest population of homeless people. When I was at the border of Skid Row, I can kind of feel the air smelled differently. The vibe over there is also a bit different from other tourist areas. But as I didn't spend too much time in that area, so my overall impression of LA hasn't worsened because of that. The sunshine in LA was so nice that I didn't feel myself in winter. And I sort of romanticized LA through rose-colored glasses. I was thinking that if I chose to study in California, my career path may turn out differently as I would be so close to the cultural hub of Hollywood and not too far away from the tech hub in Silicon Valley. Speaking of that, I'm now in the financial district of San Francisco, which is a bit far away from Silicon Valley in the Bay Area. After staying in LA for a week, I came to SF to experience the northern part of California. But it's so cold, raining and foggy in here. Although today looks quite sunny outside, I kind of feel lazy to do anything because this is like a proper winter time. Plus, I didn't plan to stay here for that long, so I didn't get as much footage as I did in LA. But this city does look pretty with all the hills and little colorful buildings. I also feel that this city is probably similar to LA with localized safer areas and the ghetto neighborhoods. Although I didn't see lots of homeless people hanging around or people acting aggressively, I still always keep my guards up when walking on the street. But overall, I feel that California is safe for tourists to visit, and it's also worth visiting some of the places that you always heard about but never see them in person, like Hollywood, the studio tours that I've done in Universal Studios, and also Disneyland as well. I haven't been to Disneyland for like over 10 years. I also think that here is not so much different from Melbourne in Australia, since US and Australia are both English-speaking countries. At the beginning, I didn't really feel like I'm in another country because, you know, the songs they play in the radio or the TV program, all the stuff are like I sort of familiar with. But then even though it's quite similar to Melbourne, I still feel like there are a lot more differences as well. For example, here is much more diverse because you can see people of all different races pretty much everywhere. I guess it's because I'm in California, so I can hear lots of Spanish-speaking people. I assume they are Mexican descendants. But the only thing I would like to complain about is that here everything is so expensive and I'm not really used to the tipping culture yet. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of today's video. I'm still processing the reasons why California is like the dream destination for a lot of people to come and live. I guess maybe this place symbolizes opportunities, ambitions, and money. Alright, I'll get ready to make the most of my remaining time in SF. Let me know what's your impression of California in the comment section. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!